So I see something here and it says Chinese migrants eclipse Mexican nationals in key southern border sector. Is that
How?
what?
Yes. Asylum seekers. That's the word I'm looking
Okay,
for.
got you. Okay.
Asylum seeker. Jesus
Asylum
Christ, I'm
seekers,
looking for
yes.
asylum seekers.
Okay.
They're using these words.
Asylum seeker is the same thing as refugee, except asylum seeker is more politically correct, I feel. Because remember, if you remember years ago, they've used terms to refer to various exoduses of people from their country of origin, and whenever they refer to them as refugees, there's always pushback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think asylum seekers is the new word.
Oh, it's a new
Perhaps
word.
it just sounds better.
Well, these asylum seekers can get Medicaid cards and chip with chip coverage. Many qualified non-syndicates such as lawful permanent residents, also known as LPRs, or green card holders, have a 5-year waiting period. This means they must wait 5 years after getting qualified immigration status before they can get a Medicaid card. The asylum seekers can get that shit instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where I know people that's struggling to try to get food on their table. You know what I'm saying? And they
yeah,
talk like they make too much money.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it our taxpayers that's doing this?
It is. It is. It's generally um, both your state and federal taxes that are supporting the programs that support asylum seekers. And to your point, listen, the issue that I've never had a problem with America opening its borders or allowing for people to come to this country to pursue a better life. The problem that I have is that for so many years, people were subjected to just being, subjected to this process, long drawn out process of becoming naturalized. And then now all of a sudden, and these are people that they went through the proper channels, they made the sacrifices, they waited, complied, didn't get in trouble, and contributed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until they can reach the point where they're allowed to officially apply for citizenship, right? But now, because of loopholes or whatever they are, there's just droves of migrants just coming in through the southern border, right?
Speaking of such, on TikTok, they showing you how to do it.
Crazy. They're showing how to do it, how they're getting into the country. So sort of
How to get into the country.
giving instructions on how to
Giving
get into the
instructions on how to get
country
into the
illegally.
country.
Wow.
Here's the
Wow.
hole right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, across the water. I know there's barbed wire right here. Nah, you ain't gotta go over there, walk all the way over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Get in here with no problem.
Yeah, hit the southwest side of the
Man, like
state.
I'm sorry. Like I don't have a problem with human beings.
Yeah,
But you're coming in illegally.
yeah,
And we don't know who you are.
exactly. Exactly.
When you place them in a heavily populated black community,
Yep.
and it's like like eventually they say, "Oh, we don't need you because this undocumented is going to work for $2 an hour."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Most recently there's been stories in New York City about the migrants and how they attacked police officers.
Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that, man. They attacked NYPD police officers, and
Because they don't know the rules.
it's crazy. It's
They
crazy.
haven't been. They haven't. So who are these people?
I don't know. I
Nobody
mean,
knows.
I think I don't know what's on the minds of these people. I think what's happening is there's an expectation to be taken care of,
That's
and
because that's what they told them.
and somewhere in there's this false idea that because they're here, they've already become American citizens, right? And as a result, they have the right to protest.
Nuh-uh.
Listen, black people can't safely protest in this country. What gives you the right, or how dare you think that you could come here, have accommodations, have a roof over your head, have a place to live, be given food, which by some accounts is questionable, the quality of it. But nonetheless, you getting provisions that people struggle for month to month, and they're American citizens. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this whole thing is rubbing me wrong, man. And as somebody that has family still in New York City, my mother still lives there, my mother-in-law, my dad, right? Like, and his family. I just it worries me, man, because the other thing that the story that broke about what migrants are doing is that they're starting to get into or engage in criminal activity that is resulting in people's purses getting snatched, car windows being broken, people getting hurt. Like, it's just crazy, man. And now the most recent story that I heard is it's moving away from these sort of petty crimes now into tech crimes now.
Bro, they've been doing this shit.
It's crazy.
And it's like, like they're probably escaping the law in their country, because I'm trying to figure out how dangerous is this areas that you keep escaping from, because there's a lot of y'all breaking out from this dangerous area.
Right.
All of Mexico is dangerous. I mean, there's a lot of dangerous areas in Mexico. All of South America is dangerous. There's a lot of dangerous. It's dangerous on Flatbush. I mean, like,
right.
You feel what I'm saying?
The problem, the difference is their dangerous areas and dangerous circumstances have absolutely no access to financial resources. Here, there's danger, but you can get you can achieve the come up too,
Yeah, and so, I think that's what it is. It's just the come up.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, just say that you're an asylum seeker. They'll leave you alone.
Yeah. One of the other things that I heard about that most recently in New York is that there might be a provision rolling out soon where migrants start receiving prepaid debit cards.
Bro, how much money does Mexico? How much money does Mexico alone receive from the U.S.? Remittance from the United States. In recent years, the amount of money transferred from the U.S. to Mexico represented more than 95% of Mexico's total remittance. In 2022 alone, the amount of was $55,864 million. Canada fails in the second term of the numbers of remittance sent to Mexico, but only at 1.5%. So you're flipping your bread.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know how much of that accounts for dollars that are connected to export and imports in terms of both countries and gross domestic products. You know what I mean? So I think what we're talking about specifically, though, right, is migrants making their way, not necessarily. I mean, I'm sure there's Mexican nationals included sort of in this influx of migrants sort of crossing the southern border into this country, but I know that many of them are coming from Central America and South America.
Right.
So
and
those.
Yeah.
So those people, when we're talking about those migrants, they're not even Mexican nationals. They're just using Mexico as a way to sort of, find the route up to the southern border. So let me share the story with you, man, because this happened many years ago before this, before we started having these issues with the migrants on the southern border. So I used to make trips down to South Texas a lot, right? One of businesses that I'm involved in, we do some janitorial work down in the South Texas area, which is, has been a great opportunity for me. And what, before we sort of got infrastructure in place and processes in place, and we were new to the contract down there, I would literally once a month have to drive from Houston to South Texas with a bunch of janitorial supplies, right? And deliver it down there. So that ride is about from Houston down to the southernmost tip of South Texas, which is sort of that 59 Highway 59 corridor that takes you all the way down there. It's about maybe a 5-hour drive, right? And as you're going down, particularly when you get closer to the border, there's a lot of checkpoints. There's not, I shouldn't say a lot, that's an exaggeration, but there's probably two that I remember. Right? It's been a long time since I've done that drive. But there's two checkpoints, right? And they're very interesting, man, because at those checkpoints, even back then, and this is probably now 10 years ago, you would see people get caught up at those borders trying to make their way into the country or across that border crossing illegally.
Jeez.
So it was a very, interesting thing to see. One of the other things that I saw is going that far down to South Texas, you see the wall. And it's a really like on this side, on the southeastern side of Texas, which is a huge state, the wall is a very big, ominous steel iron wall. So it is present on this side of the country. I mean, on this side of the state. On the other side of the state, on the El Paso side, which is the farthest western city of Texas, I don't know what it is over there, and I don't know what it is with the thousands of miles, not the thousand, but the hundreds of miles in between, right? But it's really up in your face when you see it, and you're like, oh, I get it. Like, how could anybody scale it? But to your point of what you was making earlier about those TikTok videos, these people find a way around it, man. They find a way around it. One of the other things too that I experienced is driving back one day from South Texas. There's a big stretch where there's nothing on either side. It's just open land and it's a bunch of fences, and you see Border Patrol in their trucks driving back and forth. I saw Border Patrol one day chasing dudes across a field. Crazy.
Wow.
So it's been an ongoing issue for a really long time, which is why those walls have been erected. But it hasn't been until now that it's become such a serious issue, because they're just flooding the southern border. You know what I mean? And doing whatever they got to do to get into the country.
Right. Have you ever heard of the term "devil's breath"?
No.
So, you ever seen that movie Damiana with Zoe Saldana?
No, is it Damiano or I saw Colombiana?
Colombiana.
Yeah,
Me.
yeah. I did see that.
So the trailer poster for it is this flower,
and
this flower, the seed gets chemicalized into this drug that they call devil's breath.
Okay.
Scopolamine is I guess the term. I can't really pronounce it correctly. Okay. But anyway, the drug is used to basically create motion sickness, nausea, vomiting, and also put you into this zombie comatose state.
Okay.
And it's very porous, so all you gotta do is touch, and you under anybody's will.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So like I was watching a documentary of it, and a lot of times it happened in strip clubs. Like people be getting finessed by strippers.
Wow. Okay.
And they were like rubbing on a drink, and they'll take the drink, and or they just whiff the aroma.
Okay.
And under this comatose, and it lasts for like 3 days.
So that stuff is that potent, huh?
Is that potent? Is in South America?
Okay.
And they would talk about this guy will wake up, and he wakes up in the bench and stuff, and he goes home, and his whole house is just, you know what I'm saying, like everything is gone, all his furniture is gone.
Okay.
So he go, I said, look, what the hell is going on and stuff like that, man? Somebody broke into my house and stuff like that. I said, no, sir. We saw you do that with two girls and stuff like that. Let's check out the video. And it shows the video of him assisting the girls, taking all of his furniture out. Another situation, stuff like that. A guy went to strip club and stuff and had a good time. And next thing you know, he woke up in the at the park bench as well. And then he went to his account, stuff like that, and realized he had like $3,000 in the account and it's gone.
Wow.
So he's like, yo, man, I think like somebody got me, somebody robbed me and stuff. Let's check it out. and it shows video of him and these two girls trying to hide their face, and they tapping he's tapping in to give the money to the girls and stuff like that. And the thing about it is that the drug is so potent that after the 3 days that you under it, you can't remember your life in 3 days.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I'm afraid of that
Mhm.
being an issue with all these immigrants that's coming, well, all these what's the word that we was using?
The asylum seekers.
Asylum seekers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That human trafficking is going to be much more crazier than it was before.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. And I think, whenever you have people come to a new country or a new place for that matter, they bring the things that are familiar to them from their country and from in their culture.
Mm-hmm.
And often, those things are foreign to the people in the new country.
Right.
So there's this sort of ability for them to,
Try it out,
sort of victimize or take advantage of,
the
and
come up. You know what I'm
what I
saying?
mean?
So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and they're going to be slinging that.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? In America, is the world's most dangerous drug because you lack free will.
yeah,
I could tell a cat, yo, cut your face, and you'll do it happily.
yeah. Wow,
You know how crazy that is, bro.
that is.
So a lot of times, FBI and the police, they will tell a lot of people, yo, don't watch your surroundings when you're at gas stations.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
right.
Because you might see a card that's on the car.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
women just like saying pick the car off or something like that. They look at it. By the time they look at it, they already whipped up the zombie drug.
Wow,
Now you're
that's
under the
crazy.
comatose and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's very real.
yeah. So
That's
those type of traps can be set to take advantage
even
and
easier.
victimize people. Yeah. And listen,
you're thinking that that person is really with them.
Yeah. The other thing too is that the implication of that too is or the effect of that too is that there's already a very serious issue in this country with human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, if just what you said, if you think about that in the context of being of some type of person that's the head of a human trafficking ring, using that to sort of get women involuntarily, that's a problem, man. That's
Yeah,
a
I mean
huge
it's a
problem.
huge problem, and it's
Yeah,
like and people don't understand, especially these sexual influence or what they're doing. Like you're advertising a body for these guys to get you.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm over here in Dubai. I'm over here in this place, and I'm over here in that place. They're like, oh, world, yeah, all right, there you go, right there.
Yeah. You just reach out to your contacts, your book of
saying?
contacts, and say, "Hey, I found somebody that they're right on WhatsApp that they're over in Dubai."
I pay you $20,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's a lot of crazy stories in Dubai.
It
You know
is.
what I'm saying?
It is. It is. It is. It's just all over, man. It's all over. So, yeah, I don't know. I just hope that at some point soon, the migrant situation in New York gets neutralized. And they're able to figure out a solution to do whatever they're gonna do. I can't even tell you that housing is a solution because the city is already very crowded, right? So where are you gonna house people in a city that's already crowded, and people are already in a place where people are already struggling to find a place to live or manage the place that they're currently living because the cost of living is so high.
Right.
And in a lot of cases in New York City or in the boroughs, the cost of living is exponentially high when compared with other major cities in this country. So I don't know, man. Shit is a problem. Mayor Adams, you need to do something about it.
I mean, they always create a problem so they can make a solution.
Yeah.
And it's like I think they trying to do it like it's always an underplay for the overplay.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I was watching the news too this morning, and I hear that Biden now recognizes that something needs to be done about the border situation. And I'm like, you just recognizing now that something needs to be done?